Good morning, my loves. It's Monday the 15th of February. We've got sunshine and blue skies here in the UK. It's warmed up. We've had snow. It's been icy and wintry and cold and frozen. And it just seems as though Valentine's Day yesterday broke it. It broke the cycle. It broke the spell. And I, for one, am very pleased about that because it's the first day I'm actually feeling like getting in my car and going somewhere and doing some much needed food shopping and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm feeling full of beans this morning. I hope you are too. And let me say my hellos before we get on to the lovely angel messages for the week. And it's a big week in the cosmos, but I'll talk about that in a moment. Good morning to Jessie Longshots, to Jacqueline Blaney, Barbara Phipps and Vanessa Dempsey. Early morning there for you, Vanessa. Good evening to Danielle Bowen. How are you doing? A very jolly and lovely good morning to the lovely Gemma Crow, to Janet, to Lynn Hardy, to Sue Horan, to Jane McGuinness, to Colleen. It's super early there where you are. Thank you for the stars, my darling Lynn Hardy. Good morning. Gemma, I've missed you. I've been so busy last week I didn't know whether I was coming or going. I'm looking forward to getting back to some routine this week, I think. Christiane Cotterell is watching. Good evening to you. Hello, Fee Cornell. Hello, Sharon Marsh, Jennifer Sylvia, Catherine, Cartman Weinman, Hayley Stanfield, Layla. I'm just going to whip through everybody, okay, very quickly. Good morning, Nikki Whitfield. You're actually live with me. Hello, darling. Hello, Elaine Sagar. Okay, let's go back up. Back to Sandra Yaskiel and Nicole. You say good morning to me first, and you're the last person to get a mention. Good evening. Josie and Carol Bell are watching as well. How you all doing? Now, I had a cracking Valentine's Day yesterday. Good morning, Michael Bent and Holly Bloom. 6 a.m. where you are, Vanessa. Oh, you poor thing. I very much appreciate your company. Anne McGarry's in the house, Elaine Sagar. Now, I had the most fabulous day yesterday, and my big thanks needs to go to you, first of all of you who joined me yesterday for our coffee and our sharing our love notes and our treats and everything. And then I was upstairs just doing some work, and there was a knock at the door. It was a strange knock, you know, somebody knocking in a really kind of funny way. And I thought, who is this? I'm not expecting anybody because we're in a pandemic, we're in lockdown. So I went downstairs and there was nobody at the door, and I looked through the glass and there was my friend Debbie Kershaw holding a big bunch of flowers, a plant like with an African violet in it and crocuses, and a cupcake. So she doorstep dropped all this stuff off for me. Oh, and it was so lovely. So I literally like dived head first into the cupcake with a big cold glass of milk. What do you like to have with a cupcake? Do you like a coffee, a tea, a glass of wine? Mine is a cold glass of milk. So it was gorgeous, and I felt so loved and appreciated yesterday by all of you, by myself, by my friends. It was just lovely. So thank you for such a lovely day, and thank you for such a lovely week. I really enjoyed that, and you know what? We'll have to do it all again, won't we? I need a rest. I do need a rest. I think you need a rest from me being live every day. But let's make a date to do something else really special like that, because I did have so much fun with it. I'm going to get on with the angel messages now, but I'm just going to say good morning to Janet Ray. She's such a special lady. You like a mug of tea with your cupcakes? I hear you. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do like a mug of tea with my cupcakes, Anne. I like to switch it up a bit. Sheljavat's watching. Good morning, Nancy Zimmerman. Oh, yeah, it did begin absolutely beautifully, didn't it, yesterday? Andrea McSkimming is here. Thank you for the stars, Nancy. Laura Savage is watching. Laura's getting quite a crystal collection these days. I do feel responsible. I am sorry, Laura, but you're kind of addicted now, so what can I do? Linda Gibbs is watching. Janine Smelt's here. Janet Ray and I think I'm caught up. Right, let's go while we can. Sonia Talbot, Joy Cook, Monica Glansman. I have lots of beautiful friends. I'm very, very blessed. So blessed with my friends. Because the week before that, my lovely friend Gemma Crow, where's that come from? Gemma Crow, who made me this amazing wire stand with a lovely piece of amber on it. She sent me a book about the spiritual meaning of birds. I've enjoyed that book so much. It's been absolutely fantastic. Now let's have 3 cards today because we've got something special happening on the 18th/19th, depending on where you are in the world, of February. The sun is moving into the sign of Pisces. Whew, Pisces. I'm always glad when Pisces season comes along because it means spring is on the way. Yay! And also, happy birthday to anybody who's a Pisces here that's watching or has strong Pisces in their birth chart. My daughter has Pisces ascendant, and Piscean people who've got strong Pisces in the birth chart are super, super, super creative. And the creativity comes in lots of different ways, you know, just intuitive. You're in touch with the Neptunian energy of being able to be lost in your imagination. My daughter's a fantastic singer and musician, so music's a big part of Neptune energy. But, you know, creativity in all its forms is informed by Neptune. So we can all get creative, we can all lose ourselves in our imaginations in this season. It's a wonderfully creative time, so I look forward to seeing what you all create. So let us begin with the start of the week with our... Oh, I always like to tell you which cards I'm using, sorry about that. Angel Tarot deck by Radley Valentine. He's the author of these now, the sole author. And the beginning of the week is... Now, the 5 of Earth card is all about our fears manifesting themselves, popping up in our minds. So it can be, it's kind of earthly fears. It's those fears about our security and our sense of groundedness. And what is really interesting is, you see this temple. It's like we're trying to get to this temple, but then all of these weeds have grown in between. And that signifies the ego, it signifies the conscious mind, and when it starts to worry. So, you know, we have big dreams and we've got big goals, right? All of us do. We've all got goals. And your goals and your dreams are important to you. So sometimes you might share them with other people and they would not agree with you, or they might not think that that was anything special, or they might be, oh, that's silly. But, you know, your dreams are your dreams, so hold on to them. It's really important. But what happens is, you know, let us not get detracted from our dreams by other people. But the worst thing, you know, the very worst thing that can happen is when we start to turn on ourselves and we start to tell ourselves we can't have what we want, or we don't believe in it anymore. We just give up a little bit and we start to lose that will to keep growing and keep approaching those dreams. So it's when the weeds start growing in your mind, that's when you're in trouble. So be wary this week that you might feel a little bit like, you know, that point at which you're climbing the mountain and then you suddenly look down and you think, I'm not that far away from base camp. Or you look up and you go, oh, the top of the mountain is 1,000,000 miles away. But you know, my darlings, it's the climb, isn't it? And you might start to fret. So what we want is freedom from that. We want freedom from allowing those weeds to grow. So cut those weeds down, pull them up. You can go over them. They're not that tall, are they? And always keep that goal in sight. And you know what's really interesting about this card? It strikes me about this card. When I was having this conversation the other day, and I cannot remember for the life of me who it was with, but it was basically, we start worrying about money. I think it was Laura Binding. I'm not sure. Maybe it was Debbie. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The fact is, I was having a conversation with a wise person the other day, and we were talking about money and how you can suddenly start to get a bit nervy about money. But then the minute that you turn that nerviness to then saying to your angels, come on, I know you're there to provide for me. I believe that you will support me in my mission to achieve my goals, so I'm open to whatever you've got for me. And you turn that into optimism. You turn that into, okay, let's co-create this. I feel like I'm trying to do this on my own and I'm not succeeding, and so I need your help. And it's amazing what they bring you. These things land in your lap. These interesting little miracles come your way. So try that if you're feeling like that at the beginning of the week. All right, so our second card, this represents the middle of the week, going up towards the sun moving into Pisces. So this is kind of going into Pisces season, to the end of Aquarius, sun in Aquarius. And here we have, right, I love that because it's contrasting energy. It's that whole kind of, the wheels come off my wagon. I'm starting to fret about where I'm at. And Archangel Michael arrives just in time for the end of that sun in Aquarius cycle, and bringing a new cycle in where your imagination is going to kick in and you're going to get so much more resourceful, so many more ideas, so much more floaty and distanced from your issues. Because there you're stuck in the weeds. Here the Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favour, and Archangel Michael is the protector. So I feel like he's saying to you, if you're fretting about anything, if you're worried, if you're stuck, if you're feeling a little bit like I'm not getting any closer to where I want to be, then call Archangel Michael in, and he's going to come in and he's going to weed out, help you weed out all of those things that have been growing and getting in the way of all of your delightful wishes and dreams, and getting in the way of your resourcefulness and your capabilities, because you have so many. And he's going to help you to move forwards very, very strongly towards your goals. He's going to protect you. He's going to protect that mind of yours from those weeds and those snarly kind of things that you've been thinking. So the Wheel of Fortune is about, it's a game changer card, really. It represents the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. And as we're moving into Pisces season, the sun's moving into Pisces, we can all get so much richer ideas, and our dreams can become much more vivid, you know, in terms of what we want to achieve, and in the dreams that you have in your sleep as well. And he's saying, you know, fortune's on your side. You might feel like you're down on your luck at the beginning of the week, but oh no, not at all. Now, I'm not seeing any comments coming up, so I wonder if Facebook has turned my comments off. I can see everybody joining, but I can't see anything else, so I'm sorry about that. Facebook's doing weird things. So I'm not seeing any comments. If anybody wants to comment, hopefully I can read them afterwards, my loves. And then our final card represents the weekend. So we're fully installed in Pisces season. What has it got for us? Oh my gosh, look at that. We've got some really beautiful archangels. We've got Michael, who's the warrior angel, the protector, the guardian, who's going to help us to be strong in our thoughts, who's going to help us to be able to remove any kind of negative thinking that's going to get in the way of our dreams. And then we've got Jophiel. Jophiel is the star. She represents our wishes. So you might want to rework your wishes. You might want to get that. People were talking yesterday about vision boards, and you know, when the sun's in Pisces, that's a fantastic time to have a vision board, to create it or to revisit it, and to start looking again at what is it that I want, focusing very firmly on that, believing in the beauty of your dreams. And Jophiel helps us to be optimistic. She helps us to weed that garden. So when you've got Archangel Michael and Jophiel weeding for you, you're going to get this garden weeded in no time. It's going to be a beautiful paradise for you to sit and get your notebook and to dream, and dream big, wish big, and to move towards all of those beautiful goals. And make them real, make them in the 3D, make them ground themselves in your life, because that's what Jophiel's all about. She's all about Venusian related matters. The planet Venus, she's the guardian of, and Venus is about those earthly pleasures. It's about money, it's about the things that we can touch, taste, see, smell, really connect with. Really, really beautiful, strong messages. And I'm so sorry that the comments have been disabled for some reason in the middle of this, and I can't see what you're saying, but I know you're probably saying some really lovely things, and I will revisit them. And I can't even see anybody doing little hearts or likes or anything. I'm sad now. Sometimes I don't like Facebook very much at all, even though it brought us together. Yeah. Anyway, let's focus on the positive. And I connected with you all so much last week. I think Facebook's probably gone, you're going live too much, I'm going to punish you. So we've got some messages, interactive messages. You get to choose pile 1, pile 2 or pile 3 this morning for your lovely message for what is the sun moving into Pisces bringing for you. The card underneath, the green and blue card, comes from the Oracle of the Unicorns deck, and then the card on top, the yellow one, is the Oracle of Wisdom and Beauty, which is my Oracle card deck. Alrighty, let's have a look. Now, before I share the messages with you, I'm going to say some quick hellos, because I can see that people are watching, but I can't see any comments or anything that you're saying to me, so I do apologise for that, because they were there and then Facebook's turned them off. Kane Samuel's watching. Hello Kane, hello Hannah, hello Lynn, hello Dermot, Teresa McElhill, Vicky Ryan, and oh, the comments have come back on. It's maybe the magic was saying hello to everyone. Good morning Laurie, Francis is here, Sharon Brooker, Diane Andrews, Joanna McMullen, Patsy Pieces Older, Dan Bronwyn and Sue Stainer. Hello. Oh, Gemma Cross has sent me stars. Oh my gosh, thank you. I've seen a comment from Janet Ray anyway. Jill Pattinson's watching as well. There's weird glitchy stuff happening, but is Mercury still retrograde at the moment? My goodness, Mercury. All right, shall we start with number 1 then? Jenny Cook, good morning to you. Debbie Tetra, good morning. All right, oh, Mary Carr's here as well. So you have got the beautiful message of the vision. Okay, so this is really important this Pisces season, for you to keep the vision very strongly in your mind of what you want to create. And there are people who share that vision with you too, because you know you can reach people. You're going to make an impact in this Pisces season. I can just feel it. So if you keep on believing that what you have to say and what you're doing is worthy, then when you put it out there, you're going to build your audience, you're going to grow it. You're going to get this collective gathering, and they're going to all want to hear what you've got to say and what you're doing. I've got 2 of my friends watching this morning who are creating audience spaces, and they're doing some really amazing things. We've got Laura, who's doing Crafty 11s on a Thursday morning at 11 a.m. Crafty 11s with Laura is her page. And then we've got the lovely Dabble and Babble, or Babble and Dabble. I always get it the wrong way around. Babble and Dabble with Sue, Gem and Sue. Post links, ladies, if you want to. And they go live on a Monday evening, 7 p.m. UK time. And they're doing mandala dot art this evening, which is going to be fantastic. So speaking of reaching an audience, you know, if you want to connect with others who are creative, then those are 2 really great places to go. And of course, share a space with us here, because this is, you know, this is your tribe right here, my loves. And look at those people. They're all looking at you. They want to hear what you've got to say. They want to see the vision. And this can also indicate that you are going to be connecting with your tribe very soon. And Pisces season is going to kick it all off for you. So hold that dream, hold that goal, hold that vision, because it is super important. Oh, thank you, Dermot. You're so sweet. And then, hello, Sue boys. Did you pop on from somewhere? In fact, just before I do anything else, I've got, sorry about this clattering around, got my mandala dot art somewhere in here. It's in a drawer somewhere. Oh, I don't know where I've put it. Anyway, oh, it's here. Now you can learn to do this. This isn't terribly good, but I only had like an hour with Sue, and she taught me how to make this. Isn't it beautiful? So that's the kind of thing that you can make, but you can do a lot better job than me with Sue boys and Gemma Babble and Dabble. Okay, now you, number ones, you got 2 cards. Okay, I don't want to make everybody jealous, but you got 2 cards as I was pulling them out. You know, and when you're pulling cards, if 2 want to come out, you've got to go with what they want. Okay, so I'm going to share with you your 2 messages from the Oracle of the Unicorns. This is the deck. Good morning, Rita. Oh, it's lovely, isn't it, that mandala dot up? Innocence. Take time to play, nurture your inner child, live with a childlike sense of wonder. Oh, so this is so Pisces, right? Pisces is all about la la la, floating around. It's like playfulness. It's creating things. It's skipping along through life, and you know, creativity is such a powerful way of losing ourselves in the moment, being joyful. It's gorgeous, isn't it? And so that, you know, the other thing about when we create anything, it could be creating a business, it could be creating a space in the home, doing something in your garden, or being creative, you know, actually making something. You've got to come at it with that kind of innocent, childlike wonder, you know, like, I'm not trying to create a masterpiece and be perfect. I'm just going to do this. And, you know, when kids show you a picture they've done, they're so proud of themselves, aren't they? They're like, look, I drew this for you. Isn't it amazing? And you're like, what is it? And they're going, well, it's very clear what it is. And they don't beat themselves up, you know. They don't tell themselves they're not good enough. They just will give anything a try. And then we lose that, don't we? We lose that innocence. Gemma, you picked 1 this week. Ah, there you go. It's such a good time for you to get creative. Well, I mean, any time's a good time for you to get creative, but, you know, particularly this week. And then, oh, look at that. Isn't that a powerful card? And it's leadership. It's the Northern Light green. And it's leading from the heart. You know, your heart will lead the way. Rearing up on his hind legs, that unicorn, and he's saying, step into your leadership, share your message, inspire and empower others, and do it from a place of innocence. Don't try and be the expert, because you've got this wisdom that goes so deep, you just don't even have to try. People will connect with you, they'll just resonate with you. You're sending the beam out to others, and they're answering the soul call, and together, you know, you're creating a space for people to be empowered, and you are being asked to empower yourself and to lead, and don't question that. Just go into it innocently. Oh, Laurie, you chose that too. Isn't that beautiful? I love those messages for you today. So that's number 1. Number 2, your card is experience no barriers, take a different perspective, and see the world differently. So again, we've got this message of creativity. I'm glad you found that helpful, Gemma. So this is all about, you've got to take a different perspective, because the one you've been using, or the one you've been trying, might not have been working for you, but there's more than one way to do something, isn't there? There's always a better way or a different way. You know, it reminds me of when somebody says, okay, how would you add up all these numbers? And there are lots of different ways to do a calculation, aren't they? And you know, all that matters is that they all add up to what they should add up to. So you could use a calculator, you could do a weird and wonderful way of adding up. When I was brought up in the 70s at school, we were taught to add up in a certain way. And then when I started trying to help my daughter with her homework, she was doing these really weird things with the numbers. And I was going, how does that work? What's that? And obviously I thought my way was better, and I couldn't teach her my way because she had to learn her way. And it worked, it added up, but it seemed a bit odd to me. And that's because we've got different ways of doing things. There's always a different way. And sometimes if we hang on too tightly to the way we've always done things, we don't get to experience a different kind of outcome. So it's time to experiment. It's time to take a different perspective, and to free yourself from maybe these habits that are really deeply ingrained in you, and to open up to other ways of being and other people's suggestions, I guess. Because see no boundaries, you know, like if you're trying to get somewhere across the land, and then there are borders and barriers and mountains, it might be easier to swim, or it might be easier to go that way because it's quicker. So that's an interesting message for you. And Nancy's saying that's very validating for the messages your angels have been sending. That's brilliant. Jill says, Spirit says 1 and 3 this week, and it resonates. Bring on 3. Oh, fantastic. Okay, so you only get 1 message. I'm sorry. Number 1 needed those 2. That's the way it goes. And this is the second message for you from the Oracle of the Unicorns. And this is all about cycles. So this is interesting because the sun's moving into Pisces. You're going into a new cycle. And this is going to be quite transformative for you. I feel like with this combination of that message and this one, it's like changes afoot. You're starting to see things differently. You're going to have to let go of old patterns of behaviour, old ways of being. Cycles are moving forward. You're going into a new cycle. And it says everything has its right time. Honour the cycles in your body. Tune into the moon's magic. Now we've got a full moon coming up. Let me just get my diary and I can give you some greater clarity on this. We've got full moon in Virgo. And that is happening on the 27th of February. So I feel as though the 27th of February full moon is going to be particularly important for you who chose number 2. Because that is really going to mark a change. It's going to be like a milestone in terms of the way you do things, the way you approach life, the way that you see what's possible and you change your perspective on things. And with that full moon being in Virgo, Virgo is very much about routine and deeply ingrained ways of doing things. And so it's time to change that up, and that full moon's going to break some of those habits and cycles, and it's going to open up something really important that's going to be very transformative for you. And Francis is saying that you are a Virgo, so you see the message in there for you. I've got moon in Virgo. I completely resonate with that. You know, like we like routines and we like things just so, and we can be quite inflexible sometimes about certain things. So yeah, it'd be really good to see how that full moon influences you and how it changes your ways of being and doing and thinking. So finally, number 3, and I'm so happy I can see your messages again because I don't like not being able to communicate with you. Oh, look at that again, transformation. Number 10, which is something coming to fullness, feel the flow. So I feel like that full moon on the 27th, even though we're talking about this week, but we're talking about Pisces season as a whole with these messages. So this is going to be quite a transformative time for 2 and 3, particularly when we get to that full moon on the 27th. Feel the flow of powerful feelings. Super, super, super important, that full moon, because what full moons do is they illuminate the entire moon. So normally there's little parts of the moon that are in darkness, and when we have a full moon, the whole thing's lit up, so nothing's hidden. Things can come to light, things can come to the surface, things can get finished, revealed. You can have big aha moments because there is that illumination going on. We can see everything. We can see those things in the dark corners that we've maybe hidden away from when we didn't want to see. But it's also a really good time for wrapping up things. So this Pisces season, you know, Pisces season represents the end of the cycle of the zodiac wheel. It's the 12th house energy. It's about letting go. It's about seeing the truth, really connecting with your higher self, going within. So this is a really important time, not just for creativity, but also for letting go and for really wising up and thinking about what is it that I need to clear out and to release emotionally, spiritually, physically, in order to embark upon the new cosmic new year. So we had a lunar new year last week, and then in March, I think it's the 19th, 20th of March, the sun is moving into Aries, representing the cosmic new year and the true beginning of things. So this is a time for you who chose number 3 during Pisces season to really feel that transformation, to let things go. And I know it can feel tough to let things go, but it's so necessary. Because endings, yes, Francis, endings signify new beginnings. And you've got to have courage. Yes, you've got to have courage. So look at those two. They're giving one another courage. She's got her sword there. She's sort of like, she's like a warrior, this lady, but she's wearing this green. So she's wearing her heart outside of her. You know, she's like saying, oh, you know, my guts are out. So this could be a time for you to be courageous enough to really delve into those emotions that maybe you haven't wanted to deal with. And have the courage to do that, to go deep into your feelings and your emotions, to let them out, to express them. You might do that through some kind of creative process. And yes, it will be hard, and it will really, you know, there might be a puddle of tears that you drown. Well, you won't drown in them, but, you know, you might be submerged in. But they're cleansing, and it represents a rebirth for you. And it says you are safe. Fear is an illusion. Set strong boundaries. So, you know what? I'm so proud of you, number 3s, because you're going to tough it out. You're going to deal with some stuff. And it's going to create so much positivity. And you're going to see the difference by the end of this Pisces season. When we get into the 20th of March, there's going to be this amazing revelation. It's like the new you, the makeover transformation. And you've got this. You are courageous enough to do it. So just go with the flow. Go with that flow. Oh, I feel like those messages have been quite deep and intense this morning, haven't they? I think we all need to go and ground ourselves. We need a cup of tea or coffee and a little biscuit or a cookie or something like that, piece of chocolate. Go away and go and treat yourself. And thank you so much for joining me this morning. It's been lovely to see you. Thank you so much for all the stars. Thank you, Gemma Crow, and thank you for everybody for all your comments. And thank you for last week again. It was just such a blessing. And how do we beat that? How do we go forward? Oh, well, we do. We just go forward and we keep on rising, don't we, my loves? We rise up. So take care. Have a fabulous week. And I will miss you this week, but I will see you on Wednesday with the interactive messages for Pisces season. And lots of love and angel blessings to you all.